Hello and welcome back to Proactive London. I'm Christine Corrado. With me right now is Suresh Wathana from Harmony Capital, the advisor to Adamas Finance Asia Limited. Suresh, great to see you. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, Christine. Very good to see you.
Lots to talk about today. Why don't we first start off with the anticipated name change? What's the update on that?
Well, yes, we got our shareholders' approval for the name change formally, I think it was around the 4th of August. So since then, we've been working frenetically in the background because there's a number of legal and administrative hoops to change the name of a publicly listed company. We're also working with a branding agency, Huddle, to help us rebrand the whole company as well. So exciting times. Unfortunately, I don't have an exact time frame on when that will all be completed, but I'm hoping it'll be a matter of a few weeks before we'll have to formally announce by RNS that the name has legally changed and the ticker, ISIN numbers, etc. So I can only say stay tuned, but it shouldn't be more than a few weeks.
Fair enough, and we will definitely stay tuned to that. Otherwise, there are two portfolio companies that we're talking about today that you have, Maize Energy and Future Metal Holdings. Why don't we first start off with Maize? What's the latest going on there?
Well, what's interesting about Maize Energy, which is a company that's in our portfolio, it's in the renewable energy space. They are one of the largest manufacturers in China of wind turbines, wind turbine blades, I should say, I'm sorry. And by blades, as I learned this morning, some of these blades are 240 feet long. So 17 stories in terms of height for people to relate to. So this company is one of our portfolio companies. We haven't spoken much about them. We're very excited by the fact that in China in particular, there's a real push to clean energy, and this surprises a lot of people. I think the image of energy production in China is somewhat different. However, the reality on the ground is that there's a huge push for wind energy, onshore as well as offshore. And so our company is really looking at quite an interesting prospects, both on onshore wind turbine manufacturers as well as offshore. So we provided a slide on our approach to the market and an update to the market recently about that.
So I guess kind of with the political unrest that's going on in China, how are you kind of navigating that?
Well, the interesting thing for us, and again, it may not be obvious to people, is that companies like Maize Energy supply domestically. So in a sense, a lot of what's going on internationally, and obviously concerns, rightly so, about trade wars and other things, don't really affect companies like Maize because their major customers are local state-owned enterprises owned by the Chinese government who are buying these blades and then installing them on wind farms that they're developing, again, domestically. And so they're not really that exposed to what's happening internationally.
So have you fully launched this production facility? What's going on?
The company is managed by a team of obviously managers, certainly more expert than we are in wind energy and renewable energy, so that we leave them to do their own thing. However, the interesting thing that's happened recently is that they've actually opened a third facility. So originally the business started off with one factory, now they have two, now they have three, and the third one is also producing blades for the offshore wind turbine market, which we find particularly exciting.
Now turning to your other portfolio company, Future Metal Holdings, a mining renewal license. What does that mean for you?
Well, it's really further evidence of the fact that this company that we've invested money in, that we own and control, which is the operator of one of the largest quarries of dolomite magnesium in the northeastern region of China. The renewal of the license, which we just announced for 3 years, is further testament to the fact that the business is established, it's ready to start sort of, ramping up production. And as we've announced to the market in the past, we spent a lot of time getting the company to a point where it was ready for production. However, in China, one has to evidence the fact that you're ready to produce something before you get a license for it. In other countries, it tends to work the other way around. But here, the government wants to see your ability to fulfill certain things before they actually come in, inspect you, and then give you the necessary authorities. So we announced to the market recently that we had a 3-year license renewal, which again is just testament to the fact that the business is back on its feet, and it's exciting for us.
And they specialize in dolomite production. What is attractive specifically about dolomite?
Well, dolomite magnesium has many, many uses, ranging from the traditional usage, which is used in magnesium smelters to produce magnesium, which is then used in things including the device I'm using right now to talk to you on, including cars, including airplanes, etc. But more importantly, and what we're finding interesting, is also the fact that dolomite magnesium and all of its its off products are also used in the construction industry for basic things like crushing and then mixing with cement for making road pavings, for construction projects, infrastructure projects. So there's a wide range of applications from this. Our operation is quite simplistic. We're not trying to make it into something it isn't. We blow stuff up, we crush it, and then we sell it. So that's what this business really does at its heart.
Good to hear. So, I mean, looking forward, besides this anticipated name change, what else are you looking forward to?
Well, hopefully in the next week or so, we will be announcing our interim results for 2020. So the financials should come out. It's currently being reviewed by our auditors. So we should be reviewing, and then the board should hopefully release those results, as I said, within a week or so. Looking forward a bit further out, we're continuing to assess new investment opportunities, as I've spoken to Proactive before about, there's a number of opportunities coming out of what's happening in Asia, particularly after the crisis and because of this crisis. So the team continues to evaluate new opportunities. There's possibly new investments that we may announce in due course. And of course, as things develop in our portfolio, we're hoping to also provide guidance, for example, in relation to the quarry, Future Metal Holdings, hopefully give people a sense of how that business is operating and how it's likely to perform for the remainder of 2020.
Good to hear, Suresh. We will stay on top of that. Thanks so much.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.